Monday? What is it today? It's Monday. We've got Monday Night Football tonight. Bleacher Report gang. We are back with another Monday morning quarterback show. This weekend was crazy. The past 2 weekends of the NFL have been crazy, and it feels like this season is just rolling right along. I can't believe that we are where we are. And I saw a graphic earlier today talking about which teams, if the playoffs started today, would be at the top and which ones would be in the wild card. And it's feeling kind of early 2010s. Right now, you got the Colts, the Patriots, you got the Steelers, you got some of these teams that are just finding ways to win. You have other teams on the NFC side. I saw the Lions would be a wild card team right now in like the last spot of the wild card. The NFL is crazy. It's incredibly unpredictable. And I have a feeling that this trade deadline is going to be pretty unpredictable as well. We just saw Jalen Phillips get traded from the Dolphins to the Eagles for a third-round pick. It's just, there's a lot of action going on right now. And across the board, I think there's going to be a lot of teams being sellers at the trade deadline. I think there's going to be teams that are going to be winners at the trade deadline. I love that question. What are the realistic options for the Steelers? Well, we're about to find out. We're about to find out because we will be talking about them with my fifth trade today from a specific Dolphins player potentially. Let me just update this real quick in the show notes. But we have people that are going to be on the move. We have teams that are asking high prices for certain guys. We have other teams that are just trying to shop guys off and get draft picks so that they can reload for the future. We have coaches that are getting fired, GMs that are getting fired, and everything in between. And also, we will be asking Copilot, our friend, about some questions today using Copilot by Microsoft to get some answers. And we'll get this thing rolling, man. Chat, I appreciate you guys being here. I'm seeing you guys rolling through right now in the app, on YouTube, everywhere. Thank you guys so much for contributing. Who are your teams? Who do you want your teams to pick up? And who do you think is going to be on the move by like Tuesday, tomorrow? Man, we've got action. It's going to be incredible. But let's start off with this. The Dolphins are cleaning house. They just fired their GM. New GM trades Jalen Phillips to the Eagles. Eagles, some way, somehow, always get new guys. Always. It's incredible to see. But that division, you got the Patriots as the top dogs right now. You have the Bills, who are still finding ways to win games, even though I believe they're a game behind at this point. We got the Cowboys on watch. We got the Rams, maybe some surprise sellers. Who the hell knows, guys? It's going to be crazy. But I do want to ask Copilot a question real quick. Let's talk about the Dolphins. Now, the Dolphins right now are considered massive sellers at the trade deadline, like massive sellers. They just got Jalen Phillips out, Jalen Phillips just went out. They're talking about shopping around Minkah Fitzpatrick. Jalen Waddle's on the trading block potentially. Even saw some about running backs. Like, it's crazy. But I did want to ask Copilot, what was the biggest trade that the Miami Dolphins have done prior to 2025? Let's talk about it, the Tyreek Hill trade. Now, Tyreek Hill, when they got him, had some crazy years, but they gave up a lot for him. And he ended up being number one, I believe, in the NFL on the players list ranking, guys. But they gave up a first round in 22, a second round in 22, a fourth round in 22, a fourth round in 23, and a sixth round in 23. And they have nothing to show for it. They had some good seasons. They did. They had some good seasons, some broken records, a lot of offense, whatever, but nothing to really show for it. And it was one of the most explosive trades from an explosive playmaker. They obviously had him leave Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs were fine. Chiefs ended up going back, winning a Super Bowl or two, I believe, after he left, something crazy. And it's just like, you know what? Maybe, just maybe, you shouldn't put all that into one player. Maybe. I don't know. I'm seeing chat. Do you think the Jets pulled the trigger on Breece Hall? How do you know we're going to be talking about him? We got Mike with the Steelers. Steelers need Waddle. Did you read my show notes? Are you in my brain? Because the Steelers have to be buyers. Have to be buyers. They did have a great game this past week against the Colts. Completely dog-walked them. But it's going to be evident that they're going to need a little bit more firepower before they go into the playoff stretch. Let's talk about our first trade, though. Let's talk about Trey Hendrickson and why I think that he needs to be a guy that the Cowboys need to be targeting. You're going to see it tonight. Tonight is not just going to be, in my opinion, a one-sided onslaught. I think that the Cowboys need pass rush help, and I think that they could probably take pieces of that Micah Parsons trade and use that to get Trey Hendrickson. Now, it seems to me that the Bengals are only asking for a first round pick, which for one of the best edge rushers in the league, a first round pick, yeah, maybe it's a lot. But I think that he could get them on a pace to where they could be potential wild card players through the end of the season. Now he's older. Again, is his productivity going to drop down? Probably. But the opportunity cost of a first round pick now, and maybe you're just continually rebuilding over the next few years, you're going to need some help. And it's clear that he's not helping the Bengals defense get over it, but the Cowboys have better pieces in place right now than the Bengals do, even though their defense is 31st, 30th. Like, it's bad, okay? It's bad, but I do think Trey Hendrickson would be a better fit for the Cowboys than he is for the Bengals. And I think that they could basically get a little 2-for-1 in what they traded away for Parsons, get Hendrickson, and still have some picks left over. So I would like to see Trey Hendrickson to the Cowboys. I really wanted to see Max Crosby to the Cowboys, but I don't think they're going to get rid of Max Crosby, so that's why he's not on my list today. But Trey Hendrickson, as it is right now, not doing anything for the Bengals because they need way more help than just him. However, on the Cowboys, could get them a little bit of help. Bears getting a DB and receiver. I could see the Bears being buyers at the deadline. Miami needs a quarterback bad. You know what would be interesting? And I did not put the Dolphins here as a landing spot. But man, what would it be like to see Kyler Murray in a McDaniel offense? I don't know, just throwing it out there. Maybe you guys can give me a little bit of insight there and let me know, but I wouldn't be shocked. I'd like to see it. I'm seeing Trey has a bad back no one's talking about. Okay, so we're getting intel from the inside. Who do the Chargers land? If I'm the Chargers, you might want one more running back as a buyer. I know Vital's been playing well, but they are really thin in the running back room, and you need depth at running back to make it deep in the playoffs, in my opinion. We'll see. But, man, chat, you guys are rolling today. And we've got another trade deadline show coming up soon, guys. Not today, but tomorrow. Let's get on to the next one. This is one of my favorite landing spots, and a team that surely needs him, and a team that's probably going to be willing to get rid of him for the right price. Let's talk about Breece Hall. Breece Hall, running back for the Jets to the Kansas City Chiefs. Talking about a match made in heaven. Talking about an offensive coordinator that knows how to get his guys the ball in space, get guys open. I think that Breece Hall could be the every down back that the Chiefs are looking for with fresh legs, a lot of juice left, and could be versatile. Because right now, the Chiefs lost Pacheco. Kareem Hunt is pretty one-dimensional in my opinion, and they don't really have anything else going for them. They have some young guys, but they're not proven. And right now, the Chiefs need the help, and I think that Breece Hall could be the home run threat at running back that the Chiefs had not had in a very long time. Clearly, 117 carries, 581 rushing yards, 2 rushing touchdowns, but in the pass game, in the pass catching game, I like him as well, and I think that the Chiefs could get the most out of Breece Hall, and I think it could completely change the trajectory of his career. So, with that being said, give me Breece Hall to the Chiefs. Oh, by the way, they are 12th in rushing right now, a lot in part of what Patrick Mahomes has been able to do on the ground because he's scrambling in the passing game. Give me Breece Hall with designed runs to be able to help this Chiefs offense get over the hump and try to chase another AFC West title. Because right now they're in third and they're going to need all the help they can get. Now, what do we think? Breece to the Chiefs? I mean, this one feels like to me a no-brainer. If you're the Chiefs, you got to go make it happen. You've got to go make it happen. Like, no matter what. And if not, I would not be shocked to see Breece Hall go anywhere that needs a running back because the Jets, I think they're going to be cleaning house a little bit, to be honest. But we'll see. Again, trade deadline. Who's buyers, who's sellers? We'll find out soon. Now, seeing chat, I can see the Chiefs going after a running back and maybe Waddle. Ooh, I want to see Waddle in a new system, baby. I want to see Waddle in a different situation. Do you think the Eagles do another trade? Eagles are always ready to do a trade, man. Always. Absolutely. If the Broncos get another number one receiver, they'll be the number one team in the AFC. I would not be shocked to see the Broncos be buyers at the deadline. We know that Sean Payton likes to make moves a little bit. But we've got to move on to our next guy. Because this is a receiver that is a home run threat that, oh my gosh, if you could pair this guy with one of probably the best arm in the NFL, this might be a problem. Give me Rashid Shaheed to the Buffalo Bills. Give me Josh Allen dropping back and throwing it as absolutely far as he can to Shaheed running past everybody. Now, we know they've got Keon Coleman. the one-on-one monster. We know they've got tight ends on deck. We know that they have Shakir underneath. Boy, oh boy, if they could get a true home run threat that Josh Allen can just drop back and throw it as far as he possibly can to, this would be a home run hit for the Buffalo Bills. This might be one of my favorite landing spots. They already have the running back. They already have the tight ends. They have the quarterback, obviously, and they have pieces at receiver. Give me Rashid Shaheed to the Bills. They should be buyers. They should be going to get this man. And we know that the Saints are probably going to be rebuilding, okay? Probably going to be building. But in terms of what the Bills are doing right now, incredible in the rush game. 14th in the passing game, they could be better. They could definitely be better. But man, this would be absolutely incredible. And I would love to see the Bills go get a true home run threat for the guy, Josh Allen. Now, I'm seeing a question in chat. What tight ends are out there for Green Bay? Man, I know that we just had some breaking news, some heartbreaking news for Green Bay fans. Tucker Kraft, torn ACL. We don't know if they're going to be buyers at the deadline, though. It's tough to say. The Packers can be finicky in that department. Now, we're seeing leave the damn Saints, leave the damn Saints, leave the damn Saints, and retire. Everyone wants Shaheed gone. I love it. I think Shaheed probably would want gone. I think it's wasting really good talent in a less than ideal situation. But man, would not be shocked to see either Shaheed or Olave on the move. The Saints are a dumpster fire. And as a former Atlanta Falcon, it does make me happy to see. Even though the Atlanta Falcons are very close to being a dumpster fire themselves because they just can't seem to get right. You ever played on a football team and you had a teammate that you called can't get right? That's the entire Atlanta Falcons right now. You go down, you come from behind, and you shank the extra point to tie the game up after you were down like 24-7 or something like that. Despicable. Despicable. Mark Andrews to the Packers. I'd like that. I would like Mark Andrews to the Packers, but I don't think that the Ravens are going to be sellers of anybody at the deadline at all. I think the Ravens are in it for the long haul. They have a long road ahead of them to get back into playoff contention, and they're going to need all the help that they can get. And Mark Andrews is one of Lamar's guys, so I would not be shocked to see what the vibe is, that he does not go. But chat, Garrett Wilson to the Steelers. I think that Garrett Wilson and Aaron Rodgers, from what I understand, had a fractured relationship, and I don't know if he'd be trading for him, even though he's crazy talented. But maybe. Raiders got to do something. Raiders need some help. Big dog. Raiders need some help. They're close, but not close enough. Would the Eagles get rid of AJ Brown? I think the Eagles would stash AJ Brown before they ever traded him. A healthy AJ Brown is a problem, and he is a safety net for Jalen Hurts. Indy makes a move. Maybe they do. Seems like they needed just a little bit of help yesterday. I could see the Bills picking up secondary help. Tariq Woolen, Budda Baker. I don't think that the Seahawks are going to be sellers. Budda Baker's a dog. I could see Budda Baker on the move. Depending on how tonight goes for the Cardinals, definitely could see them being sellers. Bradley Chubb going to the Cowboys. I like that one. I really like that play. I don't have any answers for the Colts, though. I think the Colts had a bad game yesterday. Like, it happens. You see Drake May almost blew them the game with the Patriots yesterday. Like, people have bad games. Better to have one now than in January is all I have to say. But I do want to get to our next guy because this one's going to be a little bit controversial. I think Kyler Murray needs to go. And I think that Kyler Murray, not to the Arizona Cardinals, that is currently where he is. I think that Kyler Murray could be a guy that could head to New Orleans for the Saints. I think the Saints have a quarterback issue. I think the Saints have an issue in general, and they are always lacking in that department as of late. Their roster needs a defensive overhaul. They have an aging roster on defense. They have had some guys leave and retire and whatnot. But I think that the Cardinals will probably be looking to move Kyler Murray soon. I think that the Saints will have the capital to trade for Kyler Murray. And I think that Kyler Murray's best football could still be ahead of him. Now, when you think of it this way, yes, he's getting paid a lot of money. Yes, there's going to be some cap implications and whatnot, but it's clear that the fans in Arizona are kind of done with Kyler. But when you watch Kyler play, I look at Kyler as a guy that could fit in a system very similar to what Jalen Hurts did, which Jalen Hurts, Super Bowl winning quarterback, his offensive coordinator, now the head coach of the Saints, Kellen Moore. I think that Kyler Murray could be the key to the Saints that could unlock what they actually want to do. And I know that people want to write him off just like they wrote off Daniel Jones, just like they wrote off Sam Darnold, just like they wrote off Baker Mayfield. All these guys have been written off, okay? Kyler Murray is a former number 1 overall pick for a reason. And I don't know many quarterbacks in the NFL that would have had success in Arizona under the circumstances that Kyler Murray has been playing football in for the past 5 to 7 years, whatever the hell it's been. Give me Kyler Murray to move somewhere else. And I'm not saying the Saints is a dream landing spot, but I will say that an offensive scheme that fits his skill set a lot better, build it around him. I would love to see Kyler Murray in Miami. I would love to see Kyler Murray in New Orleans. Hell, I'd love to see Kyler Murray in Detroit with the Lions. I think that Kyler Murray still has a lot of good football to play moving forward. I think Kyler Murray would be a problem in Shanahan's system in San Francisco. You can't tell me that Kyler Murray is not more talented than Brock Purdy. I won't hear that. But I'm not even saying that Brissett is Arizona's future, but I am saying that it feels like it's time for a reset. Baker Mayfield wouldn't have had the success that he's having right now if he stayed in Cleveland the entire time. It's just what it is. So I'm asking you, Arizona Cardinals, to release Kyler Murray into the universe, trade him, send him to one of these 3 places, send him to New Orleans, send him to Miami, or send him to Vegas with the Raiders. One of those 3. But I'd like to see him in New Orleans as a part of a rebuild that could rebuild fast, because if they get him in there in New Orleans, they might be willing to keep their receivers and play for next year. I could see him throwing to Olave. I could see him throwing to Shaheed. The Saints at the deadline is going to be a really interesting story to see what they're doing. And I'm not saying that Murray's even on the trade block, but I'm saying that it might be mutually beneficial for him to be on the move, and I'd like to see it. I mean, we've never seen Kyler Murray throw to a Waddle and a Tyreek Hill. I know Tyreek might not be playing football anymore, but whatever. We've never seen Kyler Murray throw to a Shaheed. We've never seen him throw to an Olave, ever. And say what you want about Marvin Harrison. He's not who he was all cracked out to be right now. He might get there, but not right now. But that's what I like. Give me Kyler Murray on the move somewhere for a fresh start, because I think he has so much talent, and I think that he is kind of stopped by his situation right now. That's all I'm going to say about Kyler Murray. And we're going to get to a little film breakdown, though. Let me pull up my little film here. And the number one thing that people say about Kyler Murray is that he cannot win from the pocket. Okay, but I want to show you that Kyler Murray can win from the pocket if you give him a chance. And I will say that when he gets into a different system other than this system that he's been in for the past few years, I think he's going to be better. This is Kyler Murray on a straight drop back from the pocket. He's going to drop back. His eyes are going to be over here, okay? He's going to hold safety over here. His eyes on the linebacker is going to let him leak inside, and we're going to get a stud tight end on a seam bender, okay? Eyes down the middle of the field, snaps him over, flips it, and rips it down the field 30 yards on a rope, okay? We have seen Kyler Murray be able to win from the pocket, but I think he's being asked to do things that don't fit his skill set a little bit too often. Now, guys have to be able to do things, okay? They have to be able to go under center. They have to be able to do deep play action, boots, all that stuff. But when you have a dynamic player like Kyler Murray and you handcuff him in your offensive scheme, you're not giving yourself the best chance to succeed. This would be like asking Jalen Hurts to run the same offense that, I don't know, Joe Flacco's running right now, that the Cleveland Browns are running right now. Like, that's not who Jalen Hurts is, okay? Asking Lamar Jackson to be who Joe Flacco is right now, or even like Matt Stafford. Matt Stafford's offense is entirely different than what Lamar Jackson does. You have a dynamic athlete in Kyler Murray, and he can rip it. Allow him to create space, spread out the field a little bit more consistently. And I think that's what you need to see out of that offense. And I think when you go back and watch the Eagles film from when they made that Super Bowl run last year and won the Super Bowl, they had so many clean and clear pictures for Jalen Hurts that he was consistently a good decision maker. Consistently picked the right spots, was able to see the lanes, check it down, always on the run, on the boot. Like, they had different things for different reasons, and that is what I think they're lacking right now. Again, if say he goes to New Orleans, okay? Say he goes to New Orleans and he ends up with Kellen Moore. Okay. Kellen Moore is going to clean the picture up, and he doesn't need a mobile quarterback. Spencer Rattler's not the most mobile guy. Tyler Shock's not the most mobile guy. I think that Kellen Moore would just be like a kid in a candy shop if he got Kyler Murray as his quarterback. With some of the weapons that they have, I think it could be a problem. I think it's going to be a problem. So we'll see. Does he get on the move? Maybe not. Maybe not. We'll see. Maybe he stays in Arizona and they just keep kind of doing their thing. But I really, really want to see Kyler Murray play somewhere else, just like I wanted to see Baker Mayfield out of Cleveland and go play somewhere else where he got a chance to be who he actually is and not be fitting into the wrong system. Because we know quarterbacks, situations, all of it, dude. All of it changes year to year, place to place, and it just is what it is. So let's go take a talented guy and get him out of the situation that he's in and get him into an offensive system that would allow him to thrive. New Orleans has other problems. Don't get me wrong. They have other problems with the roster, but that can be fixed in a year or two. And Kyler Murray still has his best football ahead of him, in my opinion. So without further ado, let's go to trade number 5. We'll wrap this thing up. We talked about it earlier. I saw it in chat. People said that Jalen Waddle needs to be on the move. I agree with you. I think that Miami would not be happy about moving him, but they could get some value, and I think Pittsburgh would be the greatest place for him. They already have DK on the outside. They have Calvin Austin who can fly around, play some F, play some Z. They need one more slot receiver that could get it done. And Jalen Waddle has the speed to take precise Aaron Rodgers passes the distance. And their defense started turning up last week. This Steelers team needs to be buyers at the deadline. And I think that Waddle could be incredible for what Aaron Rodgers does, how he plays the game, and what they have matched up on the opposite side with DK Metcalf. And he would be pulling coverage, 41 receptions, 586 yards, 4 touchdowns. Jalen Waddle, I love it. I think that he's got a lot of good ball ahead of him, and I would love to see him in Pittsburgh. Now, chat, let's get it rolling. We've got them 20th in the passing game, 30th in the rushing game. They clearly need help, but they're still 5-3. They're first in the AFC, but that lead is going to get thin down the stretch with the Ravens getting Lamar back. You need more firepower. You need your defense to play as good as you can, but you need to have playmakers on offense that can go the distance, and Waddle could be what they're missing right now. I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. I believe they're going to be buyers at the deadline. Is it going to be Waddle? Is it going to be Olave? Is it going to be Shaheed? Who the hell knows? Who knows? But boy, would Jalen Waddle look good in Pittsburgh, catching passes from Aaron Rodgers. Think it'd be a problem. I think he'd really enjoy his life in that organization more than what's been going on in Miami. But he is a very valuable player, and we got to know more about what Miami's trying to do right now. Are they in a deep, deep rebuild? Are they in a semi-rebuild? What is going to happen in Miami? We don't know. We'll find out soon, and we got a trade deadline show tomorrow, guys. Tomorrow. But we've got a few moments to talk and chat, see what the deal is, and then we're out of here until next time. But I think it's tough to criticize Harrison based on the shady QB play to this point. I'm not going to blame it on the quarterback play. I'm going to blame it on the scheme. We got to watch the film, guys. We got to watch the film. It has been tough to watch what the Cardinals are trying to do. Steelers need another big name receiver. They do, because in my opinion, Metcalf's not that guy. Metcalf's decent one-on-one, straight line, occasional slant here and there, but he's not everything. Metcalf isn't Pickens. I've been a Pickens believer from the beginning, and I think that when they moved Pickens, man, it was a mistake. He would have been incredible with Aaron Rodgers, but he's killing it in Dallas right now. But we'll see. Are the Steelers buyers at the deadline? We will find out soon, but that is a wrap for this show. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thank you to Microsoft for powering us with Copilot, making sure we got all the things we need to break down film, ask chat, ask everything, and get our answers for the show. Chat, thank you guys for being here. And until next time, I'm out.